Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Bachelor Show. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. As the Golden Bachelorette unfolds, we're getting deeper into the journey of Joan, a woman who has charmed both the audience and the contestants with her grace, warmth, and undeniable poise. But there's one decision that has left many fans scratching their heads, wondering if Joan might have made a major mistake, and that's sending Mark Anderson home. The moment that Rose was withheld from Mark, it felt like a turning point, and not necessarily a good one. But what about the man who's still in the running? Chock Chapple. While there's no denying the spark between Joan and Chock, many viewers can't shake the feeling that Chock might be setting Joan up for heartache. Could Joan's hopes for love be dashed by the very man she's falling for? Let's break it down. From the beginning, Joan has been a standout contestant, bringing with her an emotional depth and a sense of purpose that makes her story so compelling. Joan isn't just looking for a superficial connection. She's been through life's ups and downs, and at this stage, she's searching for something real, something lasting. It's why her decisions on the show carry so much weight, and why sending Mark Anderson home felt like such a misstep. Mark was, by all accounts, one of the most sincere men in the competition. He radiated kindness and stability, two qualities that Joan seemed to deeply value. So, what went wrong? The answer may lie in the allure of Chock Chapple. Chock, from the start, has exuded confidence. There's a certain charm to him that's hard to ignore. He's got charisma, he knows how to make Joan feel special, and there's an undeniable chemistry between the two of them. But charm can be deceiving. Over the course of the season, there have been subtle signs that Chock may not be as committed as he seems, and that's a major red flag. We've all seen it before in reality TV, a charismatic contender who knows exactly what to say and do to win someone over, only to reveal later that their intentions weren't entirely genuine. One of the first clues that Chock might break Joan's heart is how he handles conflict. Throughout their interactions, Chock has shown an ability to deflect tough questions and avoid deep conversations. Sure, he's great when things are light and fun, but when it comes to the serious stuff, the conversations that reveal whether someone is truly ready for a long-term commitment, Chock tends to skate by. Joan, on the other hand, has been very open about her vulnerabilities and her desire for something meaningful. She's made it clear that she's not here to play games. But has Chock made that same level of emotional investment? Let's consider one particular moment when Joan was looking for reassurance. After a particularly emotional group date, Joan was visibly shaken, reflecting on her fears of getting hurt again. It was a pivotal moment for her. She needed someone to step up and show her that they were ready to be there for her, no matter what. Chock, however, seemed to miss the mark. Instead of offering Joan the comfort and emotional security she craved, he shifted the conversation back to himself, focusing on how he was feeling about the competition. It was a subtle, but telling moment. Rather than addressing Joan's concerns, Chock avoided the depth she was seeking, which makes you wonder if he's truly capable of giving her the emotional support she needs. In contrast, let's talk about Mark Anderson. Mark, though quieter and more understated than Chock, consistently showed up for Joan. He was patient, he listened, and he made an effort to connect with her on a deeper level. While Chock was charming and smooth, Mark offered stability, something that Joan, after the heartbreaks and challenges she's faced, desperately needs. By sending Mark home, Joan might have let go of the one person who was ready to stand by her in the long haul. The moment Mark left the show, you could see the disappointment in his eyes. He wasn't just another contestant. He was someone who had genuine feelings for Joan, and losing him felt like a missed opportunity for her to find the kind of love she truly deserves. Another sign that Chock may break Joan's heart comes down to his past relationships, or rather, the lack of clarity about them. While other contestants have been forthcoming about their relationship histories, Chock has kept things relatively vague. We've seen him dodge questions about his readiness for marriage, and when pressed about his previous relationships, he tends to can be a red flag, especially for someone like Joan, who has been so transparent about her own past. It makes you wonder, what is Chock hiding? Is there something about his history that makes him hesitant to commit fully? Or is he simply not ready for the kind of relationship Joan is looking for? Chock's body language is another indicator that he might not be as invested as he seems. While he's physically affectionate with Joan, there's often a sense that he's performing for the cameras. When the two of them are alone, away from the spotlight, Chock seems less engaged. Compare that to Mark Anderson, who, even in quieter moments, was always fully present with Joan. Mark didn't need the theatrics or the big gestures to show Joan how much he cared. His sincerity came through in the little things. Chock, on the other hand, has a tendency to rely on grand romantic gestures, which, while exciting, don't always translate into long-term commitment. It's one thing to sweep someone off their feet in the moment, but it's another thing entirely to be there for them when things get tough. And this brings us to one of the biggest concerns about Chock, his tendency to avoid vulnerability. On the Golden Bachelorette, we've seen time and time again that Joan values emotional honesty above all else. She's been open about her fears, her hopes, and her desire for a partner who will be her equal in every way. But while Chock can talk a good game, he hasn't shown the same level of vulnerability. He keeps his guard up, revealing just enough to keep Joan intrigued, but never enough to make her feel fully secure in their relationship. This emotional distance is a huge red flag, especially when compared to someone like Mark, who wasn't afraid to show his true self to Joan. Vulnerability is key to any lasting relationship, and without it, there's a real risk that Chock and Joan's connection will fizzle out once the cameras stop rolling. Let's not forget that we're watching a reality show, and sometimes, contestants like Chock know exactly how to play the game. He's been strategic from the beginning, positioning himself as a front runner while keeping his options open. But this raises the question, is Chock genuinely interested in Joan, or is he more interested in winning the competition? There's a difference between falling for someone and simply enjoying the thrill of the chase. While it's possible that Chock has developed real feelings for Joan, there's also the possibility that he's more focused on staying in the game and securing his spot in the finale. If that's the case, Joan could be in for a rude awakening when the show ends and real life begins. In contrast, Mark Anderson didn't seem to care about the competition aspect. He was there for Joan, plain and simple. His intentions were clear from the start. He wasn't there to play games or to win a title. He was there because he saw something special in Joan and wanted to build a future with her. By sending him home, Joan may have let go of one of the few genuine connections she had. And that's something that could come back to haunt her as the season progresses. At this point, it's hard not to wonder if Joan is being swept up in the fantasy of it all. The lights, the cameras, the drama. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement. But when the dust settles and the final rose is handed out, will Joan look back and realize that she made the wrong choice? Will she regret letting go of someone as steady and sincere as Mark in favor of someone as unpredictable as Chock? Only time will tell, but the signs are there, and they're hard to ignore. So, as we look ahead to the next episodes of The Golden Bachelorette, one thing is clear. Joan's journey is far from over, but the decisions she's making now could have lasting consequences. While Chock Chapple might seem like the perfect fit on the surface, there are enough warning signs to suggest that he might not be as committed as Joan believes. Whether it's his reluctance to open up, his focus on the competition, or his emotional distance, there's something about Chock that just doesn't sit right. In the end, it's possible that Joan will realize she made a mistake in sending Mark Anderson home. A decision that, in hindsight, could be the one that changes everything. Because when it comes to love, sometimes the most important qualities aren't found in grand gestures or smooth talk. Sometimes, it's the quiet strength, the patience, and the sincerity that make all the difference. And unfortunately, by letting Mark go, Joan might have let go of exactly what she's been searching for all along. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.